Hello friends, my name is Pawan Taneja. Welcome to the course on operations management. So today we are going to learn what, why and how aspect of operations management. So what is operation management? Answering the first question. So operation management is concerned with managing the routine day-to-day activities of an organization. That means managing the operation in such a way that organization objectives and goals are being achieved. Operation management is concerned with the taking decisions which are strategic in nature for the day-to-day operations in the organization. So we start with the first step, that is gathering the requirement of the client. Client requirements are being gathered. On the basis of client requirements, we plan what should be our model to achieve that gathering. So on the basis of that model, we look for what will be the resources which will be required. So the resources are being generated and created in the organization. So on the basis of these plans, we will be executing our plan and designing the mechanisms to achieve that plan. So those mechanisms will help us to control our implementation processes, and we will monitor our cost so that our cost should be minimized and our revenue should be maximized. For this purpose, we need to take very important decisions which are strategic in nature. So these decisions are being taken, which are generally taken as a management as an art, where managers are being considered as a person who is having a high wisdom and taking the decision on the basis of his past experiences. But these decisions are being challenged because these are situational in nature, not based on data and facts and figures. So facts and figures data are not being considered. So for that purpose, we need a solid base, that is a quantitative base to take the decisions. So quantitative approach for decision making, which is also known as management as a science, is known as operational research. So now we'll discuss what is operation research. So operation research is also known as management science because it's based on decisions which are mathematical in nature, so which are universal in nature. Once you make a model, so that model will remain fixed. That's why we name it as a management as a science, which generally people believe management is an art. But here we really show, yes, management can also be a science. That's why this subject is also known as quantitative analysis for the management. So operation research started its roots in the World War II. So when in the World War II, US forces went for destroying the enemies in such a way that they made a strategic plan by using their minimum resources and maximizing the damages to the enemies. So later on, after the war, we realized this particular kind of techniques can be applicable to the business as well as the government thinking, because we now these days, every day we are functioning like a war kind of situation. So that's why where we want to maximize our profits and minimize our cost by using minimum resources, we want to maximize the output. So that is where operation research is being called for. Let's look at some interesting definitions of operation research. The first definition itself is a very interesting definition because, as I said, it is started from the war field. So it is named as art of winning the war without actually fighting it. So, but remember friends, it has a very interesting important message here, that we are not going to fight the actual war. We are going to sit behind the curtain and we are going to run various simulation exercises. On those simulation exercises, we will see whether what if can be achieved. So what if scenarios will be made. On those what if scenarios, we will look into which scenario is the best method and choose that method as a function of the organization. The second important definition of the operation research is also very interesting. It's saying finding the bad answer to a problem for which otherwise a worse answer is given. Friends, again in this definition, it is a hidden message here that the answers which are being given in the operation research may not be the best. Why? Because these messages which we are getting, these answers to the problem which has been given, they are based on quantitative facts. The quantitative facts may not be the correct facts, because there are in the real world many qualitative factors like relations, business relations, or which are not to be quantified factors. Those are equally important. So friends, let's summarize what is operation research. Operation research is made of two words. First, operation, and second is the research. Operation is concerned about activities carried out in an organization in day-to-day life. So what is research? Research is a creative work which is done in a systematic manner to achieve a scientific inquiry, a scientific knowledge which can be used by the others. So in short, if I say what is operation research is a quantitative approach in the decision making based on scientific method of problem solving. So how operation research is being practiced? In practice, operation research, the World Health Organization in health sector has defined any research by which you can achieve or improve the outcome of the programs or projects is called operation research. It may be a quantitative, it may be a qualitative research, it may be a mixed method research, any type of research which is being done, which having a operationalization onto our projects, which have a benefits can be driven, are called operation research. So friends, look at this. This means the operation research is now a wider game plan in practice. Though we said in the beginning, operation research is only concerned about quantitative factors, but in practice people are saying we can use even qualitative factors, but in this sessions we will be restricting ourselves to the quantitative aspects only. So let's look at where operation research can be applied. Operation research can be applied in various fields. Just for example, we can apply operation research for forecasting the demand of product or services which we require in our business. So we also look for the strategic planning for human resources which are required to meet the forecasted demand, maybe human resources, maybe financial resources, even suggesting which land or where we should carry out our operation, what is the best location. This type of strategic decisions are also being taken in operation research. So we design the system in the organization as well on the basis of operation research. So how designs are being made? Designs are being related to, for example, we design in the hospital what should be the duty roster of the doctors. We design a system, what should be the production process, what should be the inventory control mechanism. These are various designs which we make to smooth run our operations. We also use operation research for project planning, selecting which project is to be taken, then planning the operation, then scheduling the duration of the project, and the Gantt chart can be made, and also how to control the operations that is being discussed. Let me share with you some of the examples in the organization which has done wonders with the help of quantitative analysis approaches. Indigo Airlines, you know, all airlines which are running at losses in the most of at present, but Indigo Airline is running into profit by maximizing their time on the air and minimizing the time on the ground, making the turnaround time on the ground at the best. Sony Television is using these techniques to choose the right mix of the programs which they want to air so that their TRP can be maximum. So in the cricket matches, if you have observed that there is a famous rule named as Duckworth-Lewis rule, is based on linear programming. Now let's look at how we use operation research in practice. So in practice, the first very important task in the operation research is defining the problem. Though it said we all are facing a lot of problems, but let me tell you friends, those are not the real problem. They are the symptoms. 90% of the time we are not able to find out what is the real problem. That's why most of the solutions which we found are not correct. Once we are able to define what is our problem, we formulate a model. What is a model? Model is an abstract form of reality. Just like you in the construction industry, before going for the real construction, we prepare a blueprint which is being shown to the client, how building will be look like. So that is the model which we make. Same way in operation research, we convert the problem of the organization in a mathematical model. Now, once mathematical model is being made, we acquire what is the input we require. We go back to the organization and ask for the input data. What are the various input which you require? Just maybe information how much resources you have, what is your objective, how you want to achieve that objective, what are your constraints to achieve that objective. We gather all that information. After obtaining the required input, we fit that input in the model and try to find out a solution. And we test the solution whether this solution is the best solution or not. If it is not best, we go back to the model, we rebuild the model or collect more information which is required, then solve it. And once we are able to satisfy ourselves, this is the best solution which we have gained, then we implement that solution in the organization. Thank you friends for the patient listening. I expect now you will be attempting a quiz to test your knowledge with what knowledge you have gained in this particular session. Plus, I request you to go for going to the next session, you need to go through a case study which is attached to this particular session. Name of the case study is Cultural Clash in the Boardroom. So you will come up with the reading of this particular case study. In the case study, we will be focusing our discussion. What is important in organization? Is it process or the output?